Lily and Ben were different. They loved all things spooky. While other couples went to amusement parks and held hands on Ferris wheels, Lily and Ben sought out haunted houses and cemeteries. They loved the thrill of the unknown, the goosebumps that arose from a sudden creak, or the whisper of a name in a dark and empty graveyard. So it was no surprise that when Halloween Heights, the town's oldest and most rumored haunted house, announced it was hiring for the Halloween season, Lily and Ben were the first in line. Lily, with her artistic flair and love for all things macabre, landed the role of the makeup artist. Ben, a tech whiz with a knack for creating bone-chilling sounds, was a natural fit for the sound effects department. "This is going to be amazing," Lily exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement as they drove home from their successful interview. Ben grinned, already imagining the scares they would create. "Just wait till you hear what I have planned for the graveyard scene," he said, a mischievous glint in his eye. Halloween Heights was more than just a haunted house. It was a sprawling Victorian mansion perched atop the highest hill overlooking the town. Legend had it that the house had once belonged to a wealthy sea captain who lost his mind and his fortune searching for a mythical island said to be shrouded in perpetual darkness. The captain was never seen again, but locals whispered that his tortured soul, along with the souls of those lost at sea, still haunted the halls of Halloween Heights. As Lily and Ben pulled up to the house for their first official night of work, a shiver ran down Lily's spine. Even in the fading light of dusk, the house had an eerie presence. The windows, like vacant eyes, seemed to follow their every move. The wind howled through the trees, sounding like a chorus of tormented souls. "Ready for this?" Ben asked, noticing the way Lily was gripping her bag. Her knuckles were white. Lily took a deep breath, trying to quell the unease creeping up her spine. "Ready as I'll ever be," she said, forcing a smile. Inside, the house was a hive of activity. Actors in various stages of monstrous transformation milled about, while technicians made last-minute adjustments to cobwebs and strobe lights. The air thrummed with anticipation, and despite her initial apprehension, Lily felt a surge of excitement. This was their element. This was where they belonged. The first night was a blur of screams, laughter, and the satisfying rush of adrenaline. Lily worked her magic, transforming ordinary people into grotesque creatures of the night. She reveled in the challenge, using makeup to craft realistic wounds, glowing eyes and decaying flesh. Ben, meanwhile, had outdone himself. From blood-curdling screams to the slow, dragging footsteps of some unseen monster, his sound effects added a layer of terror that left even the most seasoned haunted housegoers trembling. As the night wore on and the crowds thinned, Lily and Ben found themselves alone in one of the house's many darkened rooms. They were packing up when Ben stumbled upon a loose floorboard. Curiosity got the better of them, and with a shared glance they pried up the creaking wood. Beneath they found a small, dust-covered wooden chest. "What do you think?" Lily whispered, her eyes wide with anticipation. Carefully, Ben lifted the chest from its hiding place. A musty odor wafted up, filling the air with the scent of decay and forgotten things. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed lace and a tarnished silver hand mirror, they found a small, leather-bound journal. Its pages were brittle with age, the ink faded but still legible. "Alara," Lily read aloud, her voice barely a whisper as she traced the faded inscription on the journal's cover. The name seemed to hang in the air, heavy with some unspoken significance. As they turned the fragile pages, they were transported back in time. The journal belonged to a young girl named Alara, who had lived in the house over a century ago. Alara's entries were filled with a mixture of childish wonder and growing fear. She wrote of strange noises, cold spots, and the feeling of being watched. One entry in particular sent shivers down their spines. Alara described a night when she had woken to the sound of her name being whispered. She had followed the voice to the attic, where she claimed to have seen a group of shadowy figures. The figures had beckoned her closer, but before she could reach them, the floor gave way, and Alara had tumbled into darkness. Lily and Ben exchanged a nervous glance. The hair on the back of their necks stood on end. Could Alara's story be true? Was it possible that her spirit, and the spirits of those who had lured her to her demise, still lingered within the walls of Halloween Heights?